I've been in hosiery for over 25 years, and one of the things that takes a lot of time and costs a lot of money are weight tests. And so I was really intrigued by this equipment because it speeds up the time of a weight test, speeds up the accuracy, and the person who is your most valuable person is the head technician, and he's wasting his time doing a weight test. And now this takes away from him wasting his time. He can be working on something else. You know, you can just do a weight test very quickly, very simply. It saves a lot of time, saves a lot of money.
It does save me a lot of time doing the weight test. Keeps me from having to handle the yarn so many times. A lot of times when I'm doing a style change, or a sample, I have to use a lot of different types of yarns. And when I put the yarns on my cart, sometimes they'll fall off in the floor. This eliminates ever having to touch the yarns. Once I get them on the machine and get them set up and get the machine ready to run production, you know, it's pretty much cut and dry. You know, it's just do the weight test and it's there. Just run my socks. A lot of times whenever you're doing a weight test, sometimes when a yarn would break out and it would, you know, make a real bad piece of fabric, and sometimes you have to start completely over. You'd have to pull all the yarns back off and reweigh the yarns. With this system, if you had a catastrophic failure like that during a weight test, it would save you the time from having to pull all the yarns back off to reweigh the yarns. So it saves a lot of time in that respect, that you can just start over, basically.
It does capture the temperature and the humidity, and for a big company and a yarn company, that's definitely a way to keep the yarn suppliers honest, because you can actually tell, you know, they have a tolerance too. So if your yarn, let's say you're running 8 singles, the temperature and the humidity can change it if it weighs a little bit more or weighs a little bit less, and you should have a tolerance. But if you run it in production, one sock weighed a few ounces and the next one weighed totally different, you would know that the yarn, the weight was changing, and the tolerance from the yarn supplier was out of balance.
With the iPad, I can see all of the data live as it's happening, as the yarn weights are changing. I can verify that all of my yarns are in the correct position on the pins, which is very important. I can actually make the article out at the machine where that I can actually name it. I can put the yarns inside of my database for my yarn collection so that I can select them from my pins when I'm actually building the style.
It'll pay for itself within a month, just by weight tests that we do, the number of weight tests we do, and the time savings that it will take. You know, that our head fixer, one of our top paid people in the building, can be doing something else. So that's a huge savings, and when I took that to the owners of my company, it was a no-brainer. I mean, we just purchased it.